Hello everybody, Hyper Mario Sunshine here, and I'm here today with a very interesting review of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, these games, they've been receiving a lot of controversy, as one person put it out on Twitter, that half of the people are, it's called Pokemon Sword and Shield because half the internet is attacking it with a sword and the other half is defending it with a shield. So, yeah, I'm here to give my opinion on Pokemon Sword and Shield. Based on everything I played, I beat the game. I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything. We're going to just talk about the game itself. It's the gameplay, the graphics, the music, the stuff I usually talk about, the story, the characters. So, obviously, let's get the big thing out of the way. Uh, Things just seem very rough in terms of like over here in like the regular areas. It's fine. It's pretty standard. Not like some places look like okay. Some places look really good. Like the mines, for example. I really do like the gems and whatnot. I like these areas. Like the regular cities and towns, they're fine. They're pretty decent. Like here, I find this like freaking colorful. Like all these like very like mystical looking colors in the mines. Like the second one's this is the second one, by the way. The first one is also very similar like that. Like these places, they're perfectly fine when it comes to graphics. Like it was really done well in my opinion. Those places, but I think the main area of problem is the one that everybody talks about, and like most of the problems come from, and we'll get there in a bit. And it's down there, actually right there from the bridge, and that's the wild area. Now, from all of the people, oh, getting angry from most of the screenshots graphically, it's from that area because the trees are very not good. They literally look like they come from Ocarina of Time, like the textures and whatnot. And it does not look good. Especially when you're playing online, the game starts dropping a bunch of frames when you're there, and it just why you can't play online over there. You're gonna have to turn off your Wi-Fi, and if you want to go for a raid with your friends, you need to you need to just go online right in front of the raid place and do it there, and then just immediately get off or fly away from the area. But yeah, places like this, I really do like in terms of their visuals. I do like these places with all these gems. These places are really fine. I do like the graphics over here. But when it comes to the wild area, which we'll be here, we'll turn around and head out for a bit. Yeah, see, I really like this kind of place. I really like how the gems just shine up whenever they're closer to a light, and the other gems are not close to any of these lights, or more dim. So I do like those small details here and there. But when it comes to the wild area, for example, that place is an entirely different thing. Although I do like exploring, I do find a few things very disappointing, and things that it really gets me angry. In the early state of the game, this place, you would actually, if you accidentally ran into a Pokemon, they would be much faster than you, so they would basically kill off your entire team. Also, let me turn off the internet right now, because it's going to get very... Actually, I'm going to show it right now, actually. So right now it's perfectly fine. This is how it would normally run, but if you have other trainers pop up on screen, it starts slowing down. Oh, I'm actually surprised that there's a... Yeah, see over here starts to lag a tiny bit. And especially if more Pokemon come up. As you can see, yeah, it starts to slow down a tiny bit. The frames start dropping off. Oh my god. Yeah, like that. It tries to load up other players that are also playing. Oh my god, there's a Vespiquen. Yeah, that stuff I really don't like. Also, another thing about the wild area is that the weather is just very confusing here. Finally fog! I've been waiting for fog! I'm very sorry about that. I was I'm trying to shiny hunt for routes, and finally fog comes in. Ugh. But yeah, another thing, that's one of the other problems. You need to wait every single day for I think it's every 24 hours. So once it hit 12, the weather changes. So in the wild area, one day this could be thunderstorms, but then the next day it'll be a blizzard, or over here it's sunny, and then the next day it's a sandstorm. So or it's partly cloudy. Like it just changes and it just like, they don't really have like a forecast thing to like tell you. Also, Pokemon jobs are very weird because I never actually didn't even. I went through this entire Let's Play once without doing it. And did I disconnect from the internet actually? Let me check again. Sorry about that. I can read it, but yeah, it lags a lot. Like literally the textures do not look okay, and like this, just this place in general, I don't really like the look of it. Like as you can see over here with the trees, like look at that. That literally looks like it comes from Ocarina of Time. I'm not kidding. Also, in my opinion, I don't really care about the national dex, like having all 1,000 Pokemon. Like we have a bunch of Pokemon, but 400. I would have preferred at least 600, but 400's okay. Like also look at the outer place tree. Like really, like they could have made this like darker, in a way. I don't know. But yeah, that's literally, I think that's my only problem in terms of graphic-wise when it comes to these games. In terms of the Pokemon, actually, I really do like the Pokemon. All the new Pokemon that we have are freaking amazing, honestly. They're some of the best designed Pokemon, I think, in my opinion, since Generation 5. We haven't had this kind of consistency in terms of designs. Like, I do feel like there are some that could have been better, but honestly, there is some that I really do like. Let me go to the Pokédex to show you. Now, this is, now we're basically done with the graphics here, but I really do like some of the new Pokemon that we have gotten. Like, for example, like this rattlesnake one, I guess. It kind of looks like one, like, color-wise, but it's not. Also, these guys look freaking amazing. Toxel and Toxicity, freaking amazing. This guy's hilarious, like, Cramorant. Like, there's a lot of new Pokemon that are just amazing. I remember people, when, like, the leaks were happening, were falling in love with the elephant one, Q-Fant and Copper Raja. Yeah, they also brought back some favorites. I think most of mine came in except for Ampharos, so I'm fine. But I know in the future, someday, one of my favorites might not make it, so. Also, there is transferable Pokemon, so Bulbasaur line, the Squirtle line, a bunch of mythicals and legendaries. Not like a whole bunch, but like probably around 30 in total. And all of the Alolan starters, Primarina, Incineroar, and Decidueye, all are coming in as well. So yeah, this game has not that much Pokemon. So if some of your favorites are missing, it's going to be quite disappointing. But there's also, as I said before, a lot of new Pokemon. Like Hatterene line is amazing. I really like it. Impidimp, like, holy shit, these Pokemon look really good, honestly. These are some of the best Pokemon designs. I also really like the Galarian forms as well. Like, how Corsola is basically like dead reefs. Like, basically how dead reefs are. Like, the colors fade away. Like, it's really freaking amazing. I do like the facts behind it. And like, I honestly think Stunfisk didn't deserve one, honestly. But, yeah, some of these were really amazing. Like, Surfetch here. Newer Pokemon as well. Let me see if I can find another one. We got Alakream, which was shown off before. We got Berserker, which is pretty interesting. Like, the Pokemon evolved into like Meowth evolves into entirely different Pokemon now. Also, I find it hilarious. Like, every time I see these two Pokemon, all I can think of is the Barracuda song. I forgot who sung it, because like it's that only song I know from this band. But yeah, that song always pops up in my head. I do like the whole lore behind they're really studied on the detail of the UK, because Cole was during I'm bringing out my inner history teacher in me. Coal was a huge source back in the industrial era, and the UK, mostly England / Great Britain, mostly started it. So the use of coal was pretty cool, honestly. I really liked it. So I really like that kind of Pokemon, and there were some other Pokemon too. I do like how the concept of the wild area. I just really think it wasn't executed properly in terms of its visual looks. But other than that, I think the Pokemon are amazing. Like, all the new Pokemon are just astounding in terms of design. Weirdly enough, we aren't running into any in the Pokédex for some reason. We're just running into, like, mostly older ones. But oh yeah, like Yamper here, I like him too, as well as his evolution of Boltund. I love the starters as well. I think all of them bring their own like, flair. I do love Obstagoon Kiss reference. I think Double is alright. I think it could have been better. I do like the Thievel line. It's Guy Fawkes. Like there's just so much stuff that I really like about the designs. Corviknight definitely one of the best Pokemon this generation, by far. But yeah, I overall really do love the Pokemon. Obviously, we have the starters as well. All of them were pretty amazing, honestly. They're all very, very good. Although Teleon looks, I remember few people that I watch compared it to Leon and made fun of him, but I found it funny. But I do like his the use of his hands as guns. Like he literally shoots water from his fingers, like boom. Like he just his move is called like water snipe or something. I forgot, but yeah, I really like the creativity behind all this. They really studied a lot on the UK, in my opinion. But yeah, I do really like the designs of most of the Pokemon. Like probably one of the best generations. Uh, Besides the Pokemon and the graphics of the wild area, like the whole controversy behind that, let's talk about the other parts of the game that I enjoyed and did not like. For example, Dynamaxing. I do like that as well, like, raiding with your friends, but there are some things that I do not like about it. And, oh boy, I think some of them get really too difficult, because if you don't have any friends to play with, then it gets rough, because then you have to wait for randos to connect with you, and I don't know what the heck they're going to do. So you might accidentally have someone that's fucking around. Sorry for my language over here, but yeah, you might have someone messing around, or you could have like someone that doesn't have like the right Pokemon, or they're just too low leveled. Because some Dynamaxes are very hard to beat, and like literally, I ran into a Quagsire with my Roserade. I have my Roserade use Energy Ball, which is a ×8 attack because it has Stab, and Quagsire is Water and Ground, and that barely did a dent. And my Roserade was like level 65 at that point. So yeah, like I don't really get why Dynamaxing. Like one of my Dynamax moves did less damage than like one of my regular moves, and that makes no sense whatsoever. Like it's very confusing. I'm not sure what's wrong with that. I'm not sure if that's a bug. I don't know. But yeah, Dynamaxing I've been very mixed on it in terms of raids, but I think it's very fun once you get with friends because like you guys have to like strategize to beat the Pokemon. And me and my friends were doing that, and I had some fun. So I really enjoyed it, honestly. Uh, as for the main game itself, like the story, I think it was pretty good. Like just learning the whole lore behind Galar. Although there is a few things that I did not like about it, I really wish that Hop wasn't fought like 15 times in the main story. Like he was fought a lot, like a lot, like way too much. He literally, I think you fight him like 4 times before the first badge, and I think you also fight him like a total of 15 times before your like the journey ends, which is just like crazy to me. Like, how did the two better rivals that had much better character in my opinion, uh, Ba- Bede or whatever, Bede. I'm just gonna say Bede, and Marnie are. You fight them like only 2-3 times compared to, you know, I think they should all be fought at least 4 times each, or at least 3 times each, in my opinion. But it's very unfair that Hop gets all these fights, and Hop is very inconsistent with his character. Sometimes I just feel like, wow, this guy knows what he's doing, and then others it's just like, this guy's annoying. I don't want him on my screen. Like sometimes you feel for him, sometimes you don't. So it's just one of those cases of them trying to make the friendly rival likable, but it like you don't know how you feel about it. I think Hop is okay. I think he's much better than the past few friendly rivals that we had. But I don't think, friendly rivals are the step in the right direction. But there is a few but let's get away from Hop for now and let's talk about Bede and Marnie. Now, those two I really like. I do like Marnie, how she's just, like, she has Team Yell behind her all the time, but she doesn't really care. Like, she'd rather just have them go away, even though they're, like, supporting her, but, like, they're supporting her and, like, ruining it for everyone else. I do appreciate that she, like, she really cares for you, and she just tries to be that kind of like cool rival, like like it's like that's the proper way to do a friendly rival is with her. Like she isn't all in your face. Uh, I also do like Beat a lot. I do like his story of it's kind of like it's similar to Silver's, but it's also different as well, because unlike like Silver's acceptance, like to learn acceptance to change for himself to become better. But for Bede, it's kind of different. He's trying to change. He's trying to accept what he actually is, because he thought he was being cool with his Pokemon, which were all psychic types, by the way. And then eventually, it's kind of a small spoiler here, so skip if you want to. But Bede, he has all psychic Pokemon, but they also have part fairy type. So eventually, he gets accepted to become the fairy type gym leader, and he changes basically everything. Like he learns to accept you for who you are, and obviously embrace the inner fairy type gym leader in him. And I think it's very funny. I think it's very I don't know what I mean. I was joking around with friends calling him basically like, this is Dio right here. He was literally being a dickhead in the beginning, then he becomes this flamboyant like asshole in a way. And I really enjoyed him, honestly. He was a really good rival in my opinion. I think all the gym leaders and the champion, well, former champion Leon, were pretty good characters. I recognize most of them. They're honestly all good with their own personalities, and they're all really recognizable because of their unique designs, and like they're not really boring. I really even like the older characters. Like I usually don't like old, like older characters in like older men and women as like gym leaders, but I recognize them because they were important. They were like important towards the story, especially Opal, who was based off Queen Elizabeth, obviously, if you haven't seen her, and she's just really recognizable. I think she's probably like the only like older character that I really like in the series because of just her importance to the story and helping Bede grow as a character. But yeah, I think I really enjoyed the characters, their designs, their personalities. I think they're a much better step. Like I think they're really improving on characters. Like Gen 5 was really like that stepping point. I think Gen 6 kind of ruined it, so they really started fixing it up in Gen 7 and Gen 8 once again. I don't think they really have reached that Gen 5 peak once more. I think there still needs to be some work. I think we needed like a really serious, like, get into the feeling character like N was. Or someone like Bianca, how she was, because like her father telling her, you can't do this. His father wouldn't accept her for leaving the house, to try becoming a Pokemon trainer following her dreams. Yeah, I do really enjoy the characters overall. It was really fun to like enjoy their presence on the screen. Like there wasn't really any characters I was just like, okay, stop talking, except for Hop. Hop was pretty much the only downside. Like he was just way too inconsistent. And finally, music. Music is amazing. Once again, like holy shit, when it comes to Pokemon, it's got amazing music. They got help from Toby Fox, Undertale and Deltarune creator. He also did some Earthbound ROM hacks, and he also helped out with a few other games as well. And I think he did some really good jobs on his tracks. Like I could really tell which ones are his. I don't remember which ones, but I think like I felt like the vibe that it was his song. A lot of the themes I really like. A lot of the final boss theme, which I'm not gonna talk about. A few other themes that I can't really say because it would spoil like, part of the game, but it's just amazing. I really like the whole feeling behind it, and it's just really catchy. I can't wait to like just listen to like the extended versions on my own. Like when I'm in the mood for like let me listen to that song. But, when I was facing this trainer, or when I was in this town. Like these songs are like I haven't had like a town get me into the groove of being in that town since like Driftveil City in Black and White, and Black and White 2. Like Driftveil City is probably like the peak of town themes, and like literally this brought back that kind of feeling because especially when you're in this town over here where Nessa's from. Let me get to the map. We were there actually earlier, which is probably my favorite one in this region in terms of its music, and that's Turffield, I believe. Like I just enjoy it a lot. This like the music in this town. Like it's a oh wait, not Turffield. My bad, guys. I really enjoyed the music here in Hullbury. There we go. But also, over here is pretty relaxing as well. I'm not gonna lie, Turffield is pretty relaxing. Yeah, but I really love it here. I just like the harmonica playing, and like that these like Western instruments, and like the I'm not sure what that instrument is, but it has like like a keyboard on the side, and you like move it around. I forgot what it was called. Dang, I'm not really a big expert on music, but it just this is a banger, honestly. I really enjoy it. But yeah, the controversies honestly really hurt the game in terms of its reputation. But I think in some cases it was below expectations for me. Like obviously, like I thought I was really like defending it in some areas, but in like really I was like yeah, this is not good. And the game's really easy, honestly. Like I just went through like a breeze. I think there were some areas where actually was. I think like if you're like a Xenoblade fan, like obviously you could accidentally run into like the giant big enemies and they could kill you early, which happened to me quite a bit. It happened to me like 2 or 3 times. Like I accidentally ran into one. Like they just literally spawned the team. Like, well, I'm dead, and I literally got my entire team wiped because I couldn't run away. And there was one part where I actually almost lost my entire team because somehow this Pokemon literally got itself to like this Pokemon is normally not speedy, but it got itself to become one fast boy, and it literally blitzed through my entire team due to sheer luck. Like they got so much crits, it wasn't even funny. But yeah, I think it really hurts the game in some areas. But like the wild area, I think is like the biggest problem. I hope if they ever do a sequel for this game, because I do believe they could make a sequel for this game, in my opinion. Like, because this game's story could really, like, it could have that black and white kind of sequel where it takes place a few years later into the future, in my opinion. Like, and like the characters have grown, they've changed, and you have your own new character to work with. I hope they really fix like they don't make like just like an enhanced version. Like they just really focus on like improving and fixing up a lot of the problems with this game and like just wowing us with like a sequel that takes place in like 2-3 years from the future, similar to Black 2 and White 2. But yeah, I believe that these games are pretty good. In terms, like I've had a lot of fun with these games. Yeah, they're pretty broken in good and bad ways, but in the end, I'm gonna give Pokemon Sword and Shield an 8 out of 10. I think they could have done a lot better, honestly. Like they could have changed a lot of things. Honestly, there was a lot of things that were good, a lot of things that were bad. I'm just trying to do it in a nice, like non-toxic manner. I'm trying to be very calm with what I'm saying. Not trying to start any arguments here. If you don't like the game and you hate it, like don't try ruining anybody else's experience if they're. Oh wow, I found this, but don't try to ruin anybody else's experience. If you're someone that really loves the game, don't try convincing people like, well, you guys like don't get too angry over it. Just do you. Enjoy if you are having fun, have fun. If you are still upset, don't go angry and throw threats and be toxic. Just let everybody be what they want to be, and just let bygones be bygones. But yeah, once again, I give Pokemon Sword and Shield an 8 out of 10. I was gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think on some days I feel like it's a 7.5, some days it's an 8 out of 10. I don't know. But yeah, they're pretty average games. Like, they're really fun, honestly, if you're just here to collect and whatnot. But yeah. Also, announcement, as you can see by my new banner and profile picture, our next Let's Play is Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. I've been waiting to do this game for a while, and I've been saving for this 20th Let's Play for forever. Like, that's why I put Shantae there. Because I was like, it'd be kind of cool to have this one RPG, because this RPG has been a very big inspiration, because Let's Players like Chugger Conroy and a few others have inspired me to get this game and play it, so I can't wait to do my own Let's Play of it as well. So yeah, thank you all for watching my Sword and Shield review, and yeah, let me know what you think. Please be civil in the comments if you like what you liked about the game, what you disliked. And yeah, that's my point of view, I had a lot of fun with this game. As I said, if it's broken in good and bad ways, I still had a lot of fun, despite the fact that it had its flaws and its ups and downs. But yeah, see you.